How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more Brawl here in MG Arena. Today, we're playing Anafenza, Kin Tree Spirit. Oh, this is rough. This is better. We like this. We get energy, we get counters, all good things. Um, I don't know what I'm going to title this video because the bulk of it, I think, is going to be talking about changes that are happening to Magic the Gathering and how my thoughts have been slowly coalescing on them. So it might just be Anafenza deck, but it might also be. Let's talk about some changes because there are some changes happening. And by the time this video goes out, uh, the community at large will have already digested these, and these are my day one thoughts on the changes. So I'm even a little bit hesitant to talk about it, but there are two major changes coming with the release of Foundations, and neither of them have been looked upon very favorably. That's an easiest or the easiest way I can describe it. So we'll start with they're both kind of controversial. We'll start with the non-mechanical stuff, and then we'll go into the mechanical stuff. So as far as non-mechanical goes, um, Foundations is gonna be legal in all formats. From or not Foundations, Universes Beyond are going to be legal in all formats from the release of from 2025 forward, basically. And there's been a lot of talk about this. We were unsure of what Universes Beyond were just going to be when it was first released, and some people thought that it would eventually go this way, but I don't know. Some of the Universes Beyond stuff, like Lord of the Rings, I like it's very good stuff. I played in all my decks, and I'm in a format where Universe Beyond stuff is already kind of legal, right? It's not as prevalent because we're on Arena, but my my Burnished Hart blocker doing good work. But yeah, that's gonna be a thing in Magic now. The Transformers are gonna be in your standard deck. Uh, that's kind of scary. Scary in its own way, I suppose. Target. Yeah, that we're nearly there. Reach our worst matchup. Um, we were trying to get away with flying our way to victory. Didn't work out. Sad. They could play something else where they're still just kind of dead, but I don't know about the Universe Beyond stuff. On the one hand, hey, Kogla, no, not like this. Uh-huh. Opponent. We'll do 8 damage. Our opponent will go to 3 because they'll have to choose life with Elder Guardian or Elder Gargaroth, and then we'll wrath the board. Do we want to wrath the board now? I guess we don't. Gotta choose life gain, my friend. Huh. We'll just get ready for the final showdown. Creature, okay. I mean, I just final showdown for 6 for 7. So Anafenza. Gonna need to grab a flyer, opponent. Not a flyer. Doesn't reach though. So plan is still kind of cut off. It seems getting close. Did we get so close and then suddenly fall apart? That is rough. One, two, three, four, five. The 5 creatures they've hit off the bridge and in their hand were flying cards. Sneaky get through plan did not work out. Sad. Universe Beyond is kind of sad, and it depends on how it goes as to how sad it ends up being. Like, Magic characters have already kind of gotten the boot with the Planeswalker change, where we see 1 or 2 of them every set, and instead we're getting legendary creatures that come over, and like it's nice to have characters like Simone and Kellen around. Although Kellen has rotated out at this point, but it's nice to see some recurring characters like that. But at the same time, it is also not not that great for the planeswalkers. Not that great for character recognition, I suppose would be the way of thinking about it. Because if you stop playing Magic in like 2015, you wouldn't know who Kellen is. You wouldn't know who Simone is, but you would know who Nissa, Jace, Ajani. You would know those characters because they've been around the whole time. And now 1 or less of those characters show up in a set, and it's like, I guess, I guess that can be a thing. We're in for 1. We did not get. We did not get. I thought we might get Bowmaster jumped, but Bowmaster jumped in. Bowmaster jumped in this format is not as bad as it is in other formats, right? Because Bowmasters does it on entering in non-arena formats, right? Killed my graveyard hate. Rude. Opponent. I'll get it back. I have reanimation in hand. It's bad reanimation, but it's still there. And so we'll get on to the other one. The other change. Combat damage is changing. Uh, it's not gonna work in the way it used to. So as it works currently, we attack. Our opponent can choose to block, and if they block with multiple creatures, um, they can choose the order in which damage is done. Hmm. Opponent. Okay. We got the boys. Only our Basri lieutenant isn't protected right now. Black is scarier than it used to be because now uh, they have two really good wrath. Really, Terra Thunder. Hmm. I guess we could have waited in case we needed to wrath during our opponent's turn. It's unlikely with them having an empty board, but it is possible. I'm gonna go get my Nykthos. All our opponents tap down, mostly tap down. Sure. And this one will get a basic land. Hello. This one will get a Nykthos. Draw. Ouch. Uh, no, I won't do that. We'll just attack with the 3/4. That's a turn. Started to populate. Resolve, resolve. Okay, it's definitely just gonna die this turn. They can cast a card, but they can't use its ability, so they're not besaging us again, which is nice. I think I let my commander die here and keep the Basri's lieutenant because it's a little bit more valuable to me. Plus, it's gonna make me a token. Sure. That one. Instant speed wrath on it. We have a backup thing, so if the heroic intervention here, I am not particularly bothered. Hey, I get two tokens. I thought you were a whenever a non-token creature dies, if it had a counter, but I guess not. Would you look at that? 7 damage next turn. At minimum. Opponent. At minimum. Sure. You may go find yourself a land or 2 creatures, I guess. Hmm. So we do it this way. So that when right? Because now she has to target herself. But we still get this counter. Uh-huh. Legendary. Now, one more white. For a Hangerback Walker X1. Swing in for 8. We won't be robbed this time. Yeah, damage is changing. Like, playing Magic and then talking about Magic are two very difficult things. That I tend to talk about something strange or exciting that's happening, and then I just completely forget to start playing more Magic. But damage is changing, so you don't get to choose who or what gets damaged anymore. I assume that things like Death, Touch, and Trample that have like specific rulings attached to them will not change, but I don't know for sure. And it's just kind of worse for no reason. I mean, it makes it easier on Arena, but Arena's like we already have proper damage calc on Arena, so that's not a very good excuse to change it. I mean, it's a little bit complicated, but it's far from the most complicated system in a game of Magic Gathering. Like, if you're doing it to help new players understand the game more easily, like, that doesn't make sense. I just cannot wrap my head around why we would change damage calc. It's dumb, and I don't like it. Um, and who knows, maybe in the coming days, I'll be proven wrong, and it'll be like, there was a reason. We knew what we were doing all along. And I'll be like, oh, okay, well, sure, why not? But, I'm not convinced. Not convinced of that. Like, Wizards had put out 2 very unpopular announcements in the last 2 days, and it's like, if this is what you think is best, I don't know if you're making great decisions because these changes aren't great. The Universe Beyond thing, it could turn itself around. It could be the thing eventually, right? Like, it is not an inherently negative thing. It means that Magic IPs are getting pushed out, and that uh, characters from other universes will be appearing more frequently in Magic's Gathering, and thus the story will be more diluted than it already is, and it's already pretty sparse. But on the other hand, the Lord of the Rings set gave us some very cool mechanics. Um, were they properly fleshed out all that well? Like, it gave us an interesting lens, right? Like, it was a good window for the Magic devs to go from not from a bottom up design, but from a top down design. And in recent Magic sets, it feels like they've been a little bit scared to do that in some cases because when you go for lore and story and you try to make the card fit into a glove, that doesn't always translate to a good card. Sometimes it makes the card too powerful. And the same is true for bottom down design, right? Like, they knew what they wanted with Siege Rhino, they just tweaked it so much that it ended up being too good for the place it was at. Either way, these changes are scary, and I don't like them. But either way, I will see you in the next video. Remember to do the thing, likes, comments, that kind of stuff. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.